You do. That puts it on you.
Yeah.
Cheryl.
He's excited.
Call the meeting to order. If the chairman is not here, I'm going to forego the chair's remarks. Yep, roll call, please.
Cheryl Robinson is absent. Dave Rowley,
Present.
Jeff Lord,
Here.
Tom Armeo,
Here.
Craig Gelbisman,
Here.
Trisha Kennedy, Andrew Marietta,
Here.
Tim Johnson is absent. Blake Elliott.
Here.
Okay, you have a quorum.
Moving to the approval of meeting minutes, we have the September 25th board meeting. We have a.
Second.
I'm going to do them both together, but that's okay.
They're both. They're both.
Yeah, we can do both.
The October 9th also.
Yes.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Report of the Audit and Finance Committee. That's correct.
Defer to the minutes of the limited meeting that we had. And we'll be talking about the purpose of today, out of the financials, budgets, et cetera. So we'll defer to that.
We need to approve those minutes. So moved. Bills and communications, Megan.
Yeah, we did get a new computer for Terrell. So you'll see that in there, there's a bunch of charges from Directive. You'll see a new engineering charge that is covered by the EDA grant. You'll see the MMS charge, that's Master Manzanero and Scott for our single audit, which is also in the packet. And I think that's it, unless anything jumps out at you guys that you want to talk about. Okay, so just approval to pay these bills.
So moved.
Second? Second?
Oh, me.
It was anything.
I thought we were done.
All in favor? All in favor? Opposed? So be it. Report of the projects committee, Tom.
Okay, I hope Jody's got something, because I don't have much, we're going along and from the reading it over. Things are moving, things are the same. Jody, what do we got, any more finished? Or is that Terrell's project?
No, I'll let my report speak for itself.
Okay,
You have the director's report, which is next.
okay. Anything have to move business to the project committee?
Just a summary for Richfield. It looks like that decision has been made to run aerial electric as opposed to underground, correct?
That's correct. We're not sure we're going to get paving done this year. So it'll probably commence in the spring of next year.
Will they be able to go ahead and build? And we'll get
Yes.
a spring, or that won't hold that up?
With Andela,
Yeah,
we have a meeting with her on Friday, Terrell and I, to discuss her schedules and what she's looking to do a pilot agreement with
she may
us.
not be ready till spring anyway.
Well, there's no electricity. Okay.
Right, any other new business old business for the project committee?
My audio is a little bit weak, so if you could speak a little louder, I'd appreciate it.
Any other updates on the project committee? Anything else going on? All's quiet on the western front.
I see that you didn't meet with that May this month. Same time.
Jody, is there any kind of timeline, you asked John Hamer to do a proposal for a study for electricity. Is there a timeline on that?
The timeline for what?
John Hamer, a proposal for a study like Broome did for, increased electricity in the rail yards?
I've just gotten a proposal or a suggestion from Mr. Hammer on how to commence with that. We're still waiting to get a proposal from his engineer.
Oh,
I think he said engineer, but he got cut off.
yeah, okay. I pass.
Now he's moving forward.
Regarding the electric upgrades. So I don't have a time. I'm sorry?
No, I was just talking about a timeline. Did you have a timeline in
It
mind?
says my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah.
Okay, one other thing. Moving along with old business for projects. Did we award the bid for repairs at Hall of Fame?
Oh, yes, we were awarded to Eastman. Yeah.
Did they give you a construction time?
No, he told me that he would reach out to me when he gets all the parts that they need for it. So I haven't heard back from them yet,
There was
but
a,
yes, we
there was a
did.
lift down there the other day.
Yeah.
I came by the other day, wasn't seeing it now, so.
They said that we could pay them upon completion, so.
Yeah, yeah. Winter's coming.
Yeah, those are
More
good.
damage, build quicker, we'll get it, see what we got.
Yep.
All right, and nothing else for project?
Okay, director's report.
So that was what Jody just referred you to. This one.
Yeah.
All this.
Any details, anything, any comments?
Probably the biggest update on the director's report is Megan's taken over full responsibility for developing the budgets and entering them into the Paris systems. That's been a real plus for our office. And Terrell has been working on 3 different potential development projects for next year that we'll present to the board in November.
As in projects for industrial parks or individual people? Both. You're gonna do some each? 3 of each, 3 of each.
Yes, one in Richfield Springs.
This is gonna be in the next projects committee meeting, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. Anything? No. I just had a quick question. I know we had a discussion on the large chimney. that's
On the what?
down
The chimney in the rail yards. Smokestack.
The proposal we got from
Sterling.
Sterling Environmental.
That's stormwater.
I
But
think
that's gonna include everything, remove it. Is the chimney going to be something they're gonna look at for us? Because that's not on that parcel, that's on IDA property, that's not part of that parcel, is that correct?
That's correct.
My plan is that. My plan is
Okay.
because it's falling.
Knocking it down. Or in order to function, would be rough. Good call.
My only suggestion is I would just give a heads up to the Greater Indiana Historical Society.
Yeah, they may want some of those bricks and, or they may wanna,
Do a campaign to have a
I don't know.
Point.
I don't know what they would wanna do.
to have a flag put on the top.
Completely insane.
I'm just saying, before it disappears, they're probably gonna let them know it's gonna disappear.
Maybe after it falls over, then.
We'll say we're sorry.
they can have some bricks. There's some around it.
There are.
Just go down there and pick them up.
Okay.
We're hard at.
Unfortunately, we're at the point where if there's a problem with that, it's Terrell's fault.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not from here. He doesn't care about them.
That's my only question. All right.
Okay.
New and unfinished business. 2026 IDA budget. Jeff, did you have questions?
Yeah, I did have questions.
No. I did. What I did is I sent her, Megan, some highlighted areas, just to comment on.
Okay.
And it was not necessarily questioning, I just was interested in how we arrived at. some-
Okay.
Some of the numbers. Yeah, so I can go through them for you. So, there are still some pilot admin fees that we don't have yet. So that's why your year-to-date number is different than
I saw that.
your 2026 draft budget number. We will get those numbers in. I'm not concerned about it. For Hillside, you have a number that's higher for year-to-date than what we would be getting for next year. That's because in 2024, Hillside never paid us their admin fee, so they paid it double in 25. So that's why that number is double. Under rental and financing income, you asked about office rental, why the number is lower for year-to-date and higher. That's because we had Worms Not Waste move into our office halfway through the year. So
Okay,
I'm
partially,
assuming that
I
she's
assume
gonna
that.
stay there. I also have someone who's interested in the other large office next to Jordan's office. So I'm hoping that that number will actually come up, but I'm keeping it that, I'm assuming that they're not gonna move in. For Southern Tier 8, we raised the rent for them by to 300, from 200 to 300. So that's why that number is now larger, it went to 3,600 for the year. The Otsego County appropriation, I mean, Andrew can touch on this if he wants, but I've been told that it is staying at 225.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the IDA was slated for reduction, I think of like 50,000. We had a reconciliation budget meeting last week. We did restore it, but then how that all shakes out is we're having another meeting today. So it's I don't know what the gap is yet, and so basically destination marketing, Otsego Now, they were both slated for cuts, as well as some other organizations. So those cuts were restored, but it's a question of will that stay as is. So there definitely will not be an increase, that I can say.
So I had it at 176 and then I was kind of told.
But we're at
So I put it
225.
to 220, put it back at 225. So
I
makes the budget look nice,
Sure,
but
we can save ourselves some
Andrew's bringing me
prosperity
back
by not
down.
spending any money.
No, I think the conversation today is what the options are for override. We had an override last year at 5%. I'm confident there'll be another override. The question the board's asking right now are, what's 7%, 8%, 9%, what does that look like? I mean, I don't know if anyone's been following the other counties, but I think Washington County is doing like at 18%. We're not in that.
Well, the reality is, what's going on in the world and readjusting the cost of doing everything affects everybody, including government. I mean, you know this, we can't.
We have to,
Yes.
I mean, personally, I think you're looking at multiple years of some kind of
Yes,
over 2% tax increases.
that would be a response.
2% doesn't even help us keep track with our
Keep you even.
expenses, yeah.
As I tell people, yes, they're terribly expensive, when did you want to pick it up? I can't justify the price of anything, I don't think I
Right.
can, right? I
Yeah,
mean, we just don't park on that puppy, just keep going.
yeah, so I think, the conversation today is with with these cuts restored, what's the gap?
Yeah.
And,
It's not easy, I'm sure.
how can we finalize the budget? So.
Yeah, and health insurance is a giant issue for all organizations,
Mhm.
private and public.
Right. Yeah, the county's self-insured, but
Yeah.
the costs are continuing to skyrocket.
Anything else on the budget?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna leave that number at 225, but if I hear something different after
Yeah,
today.
I'll give you a heads up after today's budget discussion.
Other comments that Jeff had was, BST Jim Lozano in here, I have it at 10,000. So I met with two firms, two of them couldn't take us, they're not taking new clients. I met with Brittany Critty from Evermore Accounting, she
Yeah.
gave me a quote of $625 a month. And then I have a meeting on Tuesday afternoon with a firm out of Watertown, they do Herkimer County's IDA. They do everything remote, I think they're gonna come in higher than Brittany. The good thing about her is that she's here in town, so.
Do we have references on her?
So I met with her, I didn't get references on her, I can. But she's done other municipal work in the past, so she felt confident with the grants. And we do most everything in-house, the only thing that Jim does is payroll, and then he does the overseeing everything, he actually reconciles. I reconcile before he does, but then he actually hits reconcile, so it's just that third eye that we have, so. So I guess I'll probably have more on that at audit and finance after I meet with the other firm on Tuesday.
Just to throw something, we did a pretty serious vetting of Evermore
Yeah, that's.
for a
Yes.
loan through the Otsego County. Community Foundation on Otsego County.
Totally.
They're good references.
Yeah.
And then embed, you asked about that, that number is going up. We split that cost with the county. So it was 10,000, so our share was 5,000, it's now going up. So our share will now be 6,250 for our,
That's not discretionary, that's just going.
it's going, yeah. They reached out to the county about it, and then the county reached out to us and asked how we felt about it. The MWBE, this is Jody's for Richfield Springs. So he asked me to put that in there, so
Right, it's really a stopgap measure. Right now, we have a contract with Anjo Construction and they're supposed to provide up to $95,000 in MWBE. They haven't reached that goal yet. We have been in discussions with New York City's MWBE staff, and they said we can apply for a waiver request if we choose to do so.
You guys have probably done bigger.
That's bigger, it's a lot bigger.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry?
Tim, can you mute yourself?
So at the worst case scenario, if we don't get a waiver, which I'm expecting we would still have to spend another $50,000 for MWBE firms. But I don't expect it right now, but I want to include it in the budget just in case.
What does NWB stand for? Women business.
There's a percentage.
Yeah.
I get it, but
It's not in there. I sent it.
typically you have to have a certain percent. I know, but I'm trying to attend it to the number.
Earlier in the week. Got it.
Why are we allocating money to that?
I got it. Thank you.
Because we're spending on something, so we could say.
Because we have
to.
Part of the grant.
part of the grant, you have a grant requirement that you have to
You have that
put a certain
30%.
amount towards.
So you're just splitting it from another expense line, just to show it?
We're required to provide 30% of the grant that we got from Empire State Development as an MWB to MWBE.
I don't think he's identified.
Yeah.
I don't think he's identified what, because we have to, so we haven't identified what exactly that.
You have to, or you have to show that you can have somebody do the
Right.
project that you want based on it. So typically you look at the project and bid it out some.
My question is,
And then
if you have $1 million project, you want 300,000 has to be NWBE, right?
Correct.
Do we have that project lined out? And then we're showing that as 700 and 300 over here?
That's,
Or we're
I
putting it all
wouldn't do
together?
it that way. I wouldn't do it that way. One
That's my
project,
question.
and then you
That's-
have your percentages, and then you show whether you can get them. And in this area, you really can't get them as often as
That's correct,
possible,
yeah.
so you have to be very diligent about showing, well, with sheet rock, I tried these many firms and we didn't get a bid on it. But I've never divided it up and said, well, here is for the women, the
That's-
minorities.
right.
It's the project and making sure that when you bid, you equally distribute and you make an effort for minority business.
And document.
Right.
Yes.
And document it.
We did
And that should be
survey,
your
some
overall
company
construction.
in Buffalo,
doing it.
run a number up, right? My recollection is from the springtime.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Right. So,
But I've never
we're
heard
trying.
it said these are for
We did.
minority. It's kind of backing into it.
Yeah.
Due diligence.
It is from, but that's the beginning of the
Yeah,
project.
yeah. Anything else on the budget?
The last one you asked about was Sterling Environmental, and that's the proposal that's in here.
Well, and is it the wastewater
Yes, yes,
plan?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Have they been on site?
yes.
Yeah. And you're looking at updated number once he finishes, putting together a bit to do.
My question about doing wastewater for that site,
Stormwater.
would it be better, is there a possibility that if we did the whole site, the stormwater runoff management might be less in that you got more geography to use?
No, it's just on your total area, so essentially,
So
so,
you need a pond.
yeah, even if you broke it into different phases and everything like that, you look at the whole area as a whole.
Yeah,
It's not,
I guess my point is it
So you are
might
looking at the whole
be,
area, that's your question.
easier to give up something if you're looking at a bigger piece, when you look at where you want to build. I'm
Yeah.
presuming stormwater runoff is going to require some square footage committed to gathering and drinking.
yes, so, So essentially, we're looking to clear, X amount of acres right now. If you downsize that, eventually you're still gonna, you might have smaller pieces, but it's all gonna add up to the same. So you might have smaller ponds for those small
No, you're
ones.
missing, my whole point isn't that. The
No.
whole point is we have total this much acreage.
Mhm.
And each parcel I have to have some committed to. If I did the whole thing, maybe I do the same amount of square footage committed to it, but it might be over here where I can develop the rest of it more completely. We're taking some options away in my mind if we're doing piece by piece.
Okay, so you're saying group everything all as
Well,
one?
I'm saying it might be.
Yeah,
I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You have the answers, I don't.
I
have good
I
questions.
try to have it.
No, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think,
You take options away and I would,
Yeah,
long-term.
Looking at the whole picture instead of just
Yeah.
that.
well, my perspective is, that's a parcel that we're gonna actually disturb,
Mhm.
that 8 acres,
Right, yeah.
okay? That's a requirement. There, and other parcels down there that we could end up just simply selling those, correct? And the new owner would have to do stormwater, and if they're doing a construction project, correct?
Yeah, I think he's doing the entire thing, not just the 8 acres.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I would hope that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would make more
Yeah.
sense to me, not just worried about the 8 acres, yes.
That's
Yeah, you
good.
put the parcel number, which it's all one on the parcel, so.
Okay,
Right, so that's.
now I have a greater understanding. Good question, too, for you.
Are there any other questions on the budget? That budget.
Are we going to vote on these individually?
We can, or you can vote on them, the two of them together, if you would like.
Okay, let's go on to the.
So-
next item.
Yep, so after that detailed budget, you will see the 2026 COIDA four-year budget. This is for Paris. So a lot of the numbers that you see are in here. These are what I implement to the state. When we do the four-year budget, the other numbers are best guess estimation.
And you're modifying it.
Yeah, so next year we'll have to update it a little more detailed, so. So that is in your packet as well, and then you'll also see the Oneonta Rail Yards Local Development Corporation for your budget. There is no money in that account, so, it's a pretty, yeah. It's pretty standard, yeah. So- If you have questions on either of those, otherwise, if you wanna just make a motion to approve the two budgets. COIDA and.
Does anyone have any questions before we have to take a motion? Have a motion to approve the IDA and ORLDC budgets for 2026.
So move.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Federal audit.
Yes, so I sent out also the draft federal audit. These are the same findings that were in our financial audit. Basically, they don't like how we recorded grant expenses. So we have made the modification for 2025. The word in there is unrecorded, which Jim got a little upset about. They are recorded, it's just not recorded how the auditors want it recorded. So basically, Jim puts it as a receivable because we don't get the EDA money up front. It's not as if we don't have that money yet. So it's a receivable and we put our expenses to it. They want us to say we have the money because we've been awarded it. So that's it in a nutshell. So that will be corrected for 25.
Was that the focus on the 853, 737 in the QuickBooks? Is that what that was? The big
Yes,
update?
yes. That's all grant funds. So that's micro enterprise and that's
Right.
the EDA grant. And that was pretty much, that was the findings, the only finding. So we also need this approved so that we can.
Any questions on that document?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Mm.
All opposed? Motion's carried. Sterling Environmental Engineering proposal.
Vacant to.
Yeah, I can't. I can't speak too much on this one. If you want to talk about.
So as we talked about Sterling Environmental, we're going to do the stormwater prevention for the entire rest of our acreage, not just the 8 parcels.
Okay.
They're also going to put together a plan for us to pretty much fit out the clearing work. So that 12.5 might go higher, out
Is the clearing work gonna include the entire acreage or just the 8?
I would imagine everything. Oh, because they won't, I don't think.
They're not doing it, they're just doing the,
Yeah,
okay, that makes
just
sense.
putting together the
I got you.
documents too big enough.
Yeah.
So his won't be too much higher, but
Right,
others clearing.
He's developing the RFP.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
The advantage of that is that somewhere down the road, if we choose to take another 10 acres, we already have a plan. We're in a position to do that.
And it depends on how the bids come, in, right? You have to have the bids broken up in pieces so that you can say how much is it gonna cost to clear this piece, or in total.
Yeah, I think our Jody, correct us if we're wrong here, also you too, Terrell. Our initial intent was to just get a bid on the 8. You know, they're gonna put documents together for the entire parcel.
I didn't know it was just 8, I would
It,
have. more specific.
so we're, because there is gonna be a really significant cost involved in that 8 acres. Do we wanna break it down into separate parcels, even though we're going to have a plan in place to do the entire rail yard? Minus the 50% of it that's wetlands.
you mean pull that 8 acres out and just do the 8 acres?
But that was our original intent, was to clear those 8 acres, but now if we have a plan that covers the entire area, but I still think we need, I think Jeff's point is, we really ought to take a look at a bid on that 8 acres, or I think if a company's gonna bid, whether we bid the entire area, we need to have a separate bid.
Well, the RFP
You
is-
could do a.
Did you say already they were doing that?
I think they're doing the entire.
Right.
But what you could do is your base bid could be the 8 acres, like you want, and then you could get a price, a bid alternate that you don't have to accept. That would do the rest.
That's what we wanna make, that's,
It's all the same bid, it's just different line items.
right, I think that was our question, we're gonna make sure we have a separate
It would benefit
bid
long-term
item for the 8
planning.
acres.
What would it take to make the whole thing?
Then you have a cost, a number
We don't just
associated.
do it.
Usually that bid alternate can fluctuate.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But,
Over time, I'm sure it
mhm,
would. It would not go down.
yeah, no, never usually do.
By getting a total estimate and having the 8 separated, one of the things that saves you money is when they bring in their equipment, once their equipment is there, it doesn't cost you extra to mobilize again if you do a clearing later. And so it will all be about the numbers, whether we go beyond that 8 acres.
And we're just approving to do both our RFP.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
You want this?
One of-
And you take a look.
One of the things Sterling Engineering said was that those initial 8 acres would fall under a review by DEC because there's already existing structures there. So it's a reclamation project, not a brand new stormwater management plan for the entire park, which would be a much larger type of development.
Sure what that means.
Let's just go with what you
Yeah,
said.
there's this stormwater plan once
Right.
prior,
Oh, there was?
yes.
Okay.
So, and there's stormwater features already.
Before we can go much farther down the decision tree, we need more data, more information, which will come after we get the next step done. So all the rest of our bumping our gums this morning.
I think,
But we're getting the bid on the whole project as well as.
As long as you understand that, it's kind of what the roundabout thing was
So,
doing, yes.
to get a total and then also that.
Right.
That's
we have-
broken out very-
Parts, just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
But that would be a big decision.
When that comes, that would make a good, that would be a big decision, sure.
it's all going to be based on bids, as you said, John.
But also.
Any other questions? I think we're clear at this point.
Just need detail.
Motion for the Sterling Environmental Engineering proposal.
So,
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. I don't know of any need for executive session. Jody,
No,
motion to adjourn? Right. Next board meeting,
CRC, yeah.
OCCRC. Megan, would you do the roll call, please?
Cheryl Robinson is absent. Steve Rowley,
Here.
Jeff Lord.
Here.
Tom Armeo,
Here.
Craig Galveston, Trisha Kennedy, Andrew Marietta. Tim Johnson is virtual. He's here. And Blake Elliott.
Here.
Okay, you have a quorum.
Okay. We'll forego chair's remarks, move to the approval of the meeting minutes from the September 25th meeting. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Any new and unfinished business?
Yes, so you also have the 2026 four-year Paris budget in, your packets. Not as complicated as the IDA, but more complicated than the LDC. I can answer questions if you have any, but, really what's in there is just our bond admin fees at the top, our investment earnings on the CDs that we have for the CRC, which is 2. And then for expenses in the CRC is the audit that we have every year and insurance. And that's it.
Any questions? Craig has made a motion.
Now you can discuss if you want.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.